Hey, so I'm coming on here today because, well, years ago I started talking about how pre-made blends, these are blends that are already prepared for you and that you purchase from different companies, are not advisable. And I wanted to talk about more of that today because I specialize in custom formulations, and here's why. So there's two that come to the top of my mind, and this is not about a particular company. This is about the idea of pre-made blends. Most companies that sell essential oils will in fact offer pre-made blends. And there's a big difference between the way I blend and the way they're blending. And I say this even though I haven't worked with them. When I sit there and I look at what oils they've included in their formulas, it's evident to me that there's only one mindset that's going on with the formula. And so the two that come to mind are, I'm not going to name companies, but one off the top of my head is one for hair loss and helping to improve hair growth, replenishing hair growth. And another one is for digestion, two different companies. But what's interesting is both of them, they're very specific in the way they affect the body. And the hair growth one is very specific. And I don't know that they actually realize this part because every oil, and if you're new to me, my name's Tammy. I'm the founder of Revolutionary Aromatherapy, which has been 40 years in the making. And what I can honestly tell you is that every single oil that we have access to has a very unique property. And although oils look like they do the same thing when you compare them on a website or in a book, they don't. And that's what I'm getting at today. So like the oils in the hair blend, very specific in the way they affect estrogen levels. And it's fascinating because estrogen, though we know it to be a reproductive hormone, is also a stress hormone. This particular blend had 10 oils in it, all of them of which were influencing estrogen activity in the system. That's a lot. And in reality, to use oils like that specific, and again, I don't know that they recognize this part. So what they're basing their decisions off of, from what I can tell, is off of some research and studies that have been conducted where people in this case were using various oils within the blend and noticed a return, a replenishment of hair or renewed hair growth. However, hair loss, alopecia, brittle hair, there are different facets. Just like with anything, there are different reasons for this. And so just to go and purchase a blend that was made for this purpose, although it sounds great, and I'm sure it's well-intentioned, 10 oils that are doing having that same activity in the system is no different than practicing medicine. Because a medication is very, very specific in the way it affects your body. And that particular blend is doing the very same thing. Because it's recognized, if you go and look into the science of it, estrogen does in fact play a role in hair growth. However, keep in mind, stressors are not necessarily just anxiety or upset. Stressors can be a change in cycle and growth and replenishment. These are all related to stressors. This is how we get pregnant and carry babies, because it's stressful. There's a stress happening. There's tension happening as the baby grows. And this is part of the hormonal system. So estrogen is very much involved, and yet there are other hormones involved too. So that said, it's quite possible that hair problems or hair loss, if you will, and thinning hair could be related to the pancreas, because there are other factors involved. So having a complete assessment, meaning where you come in and you actually have a full assessment of what's going on with you historically as well as in this moment, not just about the hair. Okay, so if you want to go to someone and just talk about, hey, I could use some more, I would like to have a thicker head of hair, that's not enough. That's not enough information to provide you with the most beneficial blend. And that's what I do, is I actually custom formulate as well as teach you how to do this. Because again, hair loss could be tied to thyroid. Hair loss could be tied more to the pancreas. It depends on what you've got going on. So a pre-made blend just for hair growth, what I'm looking at, and obviously I can't look at all of the pre-made blends out there in the market, and yet what I can tell you is some of the ones I've been looking at, they're very, very specific, and they're following something that's been written about, and they're using oils specific to replenishing hair, and yet it also involves digestion, and none of the oils that they're using help with the digestive process, which includes helping the autonomic nervous system regulate itself. So when I blend, I do it very, very differently. I do not blend like anybody else. My style is quite unique because I want to make sure that the entire system and the complete picture, and I understand that we're in our society, we're used to getting things that are specific to a particular area, but wouldn't it make it easier for you if you had, say, a blend for hair? This one's actually going to be for a concussion. But if you actually had something that was specific to a concern, but it helped the whole system, which would lessen the amount of things that you would have to take or use, wouldn't that make it a lot easier for you? So that's really what this is about. So a custom blend lessens the amount of things and oils you have to use because it's a comprehensive approach to what's really going on in that particular, maybe the concussion or maybe the hair growth is really the only thing that you've got concerned about, but there are other things happening in your system. So we take a look at all of that. And that is the biggest difference. And so like I said, the other blend I was looking at was for digestion. And interestingly enough, each one of them, every oil that was in that blend, which I want to say close to 10 on that one as well, all of them were influenced estrogen again. Why? But they also are linked to good digestion. However, they're so, they're potent. They are high in ketones. Ketones are actually neurotoxic. So that said, you don't want to use them all the time because they start to irritate the nervous system and create inflammation. And that's the other thing. Sorry, I poked at the screen because I had a call coming in. But the other thing is that that's the other thing I wanted to say, which is oils will cause inflammation if you don't know, or if you consistently use the same ones, or you're actually using ones that are highly promoted in books and websites, because we don't recognize the fact that peppermint will cause inflammation, basil can cause inflammation, oregano can cause inflammation, tarragon can cause. And so even though we recognize some of these oils as being beneficial for the digestive system, a lot of them will lead to inflammation, trigger the production of interleukins, and if you have an autoimmune disorder, which they're showing that it does start in the gut, you don't want to be using those kinds of oils. So again, a custom formula is specific to what's going on with you. And if you have digestive problems and you are dealing with an autoimmune disorder, there are very specific oils you do not want to use. And peppermint and oregano are two. So let me know if you have any questions about that. But I really wanted to put this out there because I feel like it's necessary to kind of consider. I understand that either getting a custom formula may be more of an investment than purchasing a blend off of someone's website, but then again, you're worth the investment because it's going to take your whole body into consideration. It's not just the specific problem that you're concerned about. And then if you go out and buy the individual oils, there may be a larger investment in the beginning, yet those oils will last you a longer time because you're only going to use a few at a time. But now I said that to get a custom formula costs you a lot less than having to go out and purchase all the oils individually. It's up to you. But if that's something you'd like some assistance with, I'm more than happy. I've made it very, very easy for you. I've got a questionnaire. All you have to do is fill it out, submit your payment. When I get the paperwork, I produce the oil and send it your way. So if that's something that you like to go through, the link is in the description box. And I would love to be able to serve you at that level. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. And let me know if you do have any questions about what I've just said here. All right. Take care.